Anyway, Stargate Oversight is a podcast featuring three lovely, lovely people.
Aww.
We're British.
Unfortunately. So, yes, I just realized that we didn't introduce ourselves last episode. So, in case everyone has forgotten who we are, I am Frosty, and my pronouns are she, her.
Hi, I'm Hope, and my pronouns are she and it.
Hi, I'm Ryan. He, him. The end. That's everyone, right? So that's the end.
Yeah, and when we have a guest today, we're being joined by The End from Metal Gear Solid 3.
Ah.
Alright, welcome to episode 4, The Broccoli Divide. No, wait. Brocca Divide. The Brocca Divide.
Hi, Brocca.
Oh yeah, Barocca's a thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
God, we're a little exhausted. We're doing two
Yes,
in a
we
row.
are. Yes, we just recorded.
We're back-to-backing
Yeah, we
podcasts.
just recorded Emancipation, and now we're doing this one.
Okay. So, unlike Emancipation, we start in the SGC.
We do.
We have
and our boy Hammond
we have
is here.
boys. Yeah, our boy Hammond's here. The lads and lasses of SG1 are on one side of the table, and on the other side of the table is some chaps in green. We love our Special Marine boys.
Oh, good old Special Marine boys. They're sitting across in their high chairs. They've got their bibs on. They have an on-site Marine carer who's, feeding them and making sure they're being burped.
The guns are unloaded unless they need them.
But yes, once again, we are going to explore a new planet. This time, we've analyzed the symbols that the refugees claim to have seen being input on the gate.
Yeah. I love being able to argue with my boss about what we're calling the stupid planets because it came out of a computer.
Yeah,
I love
it's
this.
like, it's a stupid computer name. Why don't we give it a real name? It's like, you could give it a real name if you want, but I feel like you probably have to go there to sort of like know what its deal is first before you can name it.
Why not ask the natives what they call it instead of just naming it, you
point.
colonialist fuck?
That's also a good point.
Now listen, you tell them what it's called and they'll like it.
Maybe if they're lucky, we'll name a point after your traditional histories, or a point where we killed a bunch of the natives. Oh,
so yes,
I made myself
They
sad.
sent a recon probe to the other side of the gate and found that there is, it's all cool. You can breathe there fine, and there's no radiation because it is the same patch of woods in Canada again.
But they can't see
they can't.
whereabouts is because it's so dark, which means, like most of us in school, Jack is disappointed that he can't have video time. They can't wheel in the giant TV on the trolley.
Exactly. Of course, they get
We mentioned this already. Sorry.
Yeah, so of course they have to go in with little intel, and they're raring and ready to go through the gate. But of course, they have to stop. Yes, they have to stop the Marines going through because they're afraid they might accidentally, fall over and choke on some leaves and die or something.
Or just kill the first person they see. And
I mean, we do have a great line from the Marines of what their job is.
Count on us to watch your backsides.
I'm more worried about my front side. Aha, says Jackson. Anyway.
Yeah. Look, Jackson, you need to make up your mind, right? The Marines are very caring. They can take you from behind, or you can take them,
Just wants to reach around.
Moving on. So, the Airforce, the Fly Boys decide to go first, and immediately get jumped by cavemen. Just immediately.
Yes, Bunga cavemen immediately beat the shit out of them.
Beat the crap out of them with rocks. It's amazing. It's just just beat the fuck out of them.
Yeah, it turns out tinting the camera green and putting fancy lines on it does not protect you from being jumped in Unga Bunga.
I just love the Unga Bunga.
I want also. I mean, I know it's just because of the filming. So it's the lighting because of their filming, and obviously if it was actually too dark to see, then it would be shit. But clearly, I don't know. That probe should have been able to see. It's not that dark.
It's day for night. It's definitely day for night. It's
Yeah.
so obviously day for night. And the way they were talking about the drone that goes through not being able to see earlier is it's so like we don't know. We have no idea what's, and then you walk through and you can just see pretty clearly. It's like what? But anyway, they get ungood and maybe even bungood. And then the Marines come through and just shoot anyone they see.
Turns out the Marines are good at something.
Yeah, and I love how their first sort of response to being, what were those things? And it's like, come on, we've been through this enough times already. They're all.
Yeah, and then after a bit of sneaking through the forest, they find their camp where they are straight up just raping a woman. And
Yep.
Jackson says,
Oh, this is just how early
this
humans
is how early humans
populated.
fated. It's
And
fine.
then Sansa literally says, oh, I call this rape, Jackson.
Nah. And then luckily a group of light wardens show up and start slinging rocks at the dark evil men.
We go from enjoying primitive culture, where Jackson is back being the same dick he was in Emancipation, to appreciating classical culture as slingers.
Let the man about sin cast the first stone. Ow! Fuck! Ow!
Interestingly, though, before we jump on, I do want to point out, he has that one sort of weird line where he's being weird about rape, and then he's sort of just different person for the rest of the episode, where he's incredibly caring and conscientious.
It really felt like they wanted that one line.
Yeah.
And didn't know who to give it to other than the guy who's like got historical shit. And then just moved on like it never happened.
Yep.
But we meet up with the light people who are the good people because they are wearing white.
Even though the SGC did hold them at gunpoint for trying to stone some people.
And then they go, "You are the gods, are you not?" Hang on. Why, yes, sir. You are the gods, are you not? Yes, I am very posh. No, you are the gods. No.
Jack does not like being called a god. Dude does not like this at all.
He does not, no.
Unresolved trauma, maybe.
I mean, unresolved? Yes. Obvious? Yes.
Yeah, his
Maybe
ex-wife.
talked about.
His ex-wife used to call him God in the bedroom, and ever since he's never been able
Once
to.
he came back from the mission, he's never been able to get it up again. But anyway, so they follow these people to the light lands.
And we discovered that they are people of Minoan culture. So, early Bronze.
Can we go back to that?
Osiris,
Sorry.
alright.
No, I was going to say, it's classic sci-fi. Stargate has decided that instead of doing Stranger in a Strange Land or military stuff, it's classic sci-fi. We have a fucking rotationally locked world with a defined light and dark side with a fixed line. Which
It's the fucking time machine. It's the Morlocks. It's literally that.
it's a sci-fi classic. It's not a good trope, but it's hell yeah. Also, excellent map painting.
Also, yes, we have, we meet them and they are the fucking Bronze Age Greeks.
You have a look around, you eat some food, you go, so what's going on here? It's a curse! Oh.
And my daughter, Melosha, was taken by the Touched, so she's fucking dead.
And if she turns, we're gonna throw her in the woods.
I mean, she's not dead. She's literally lying there on an altar, making what I can only describe as girl noises.
Yes.
I don't know what you mean, Hope. Can you explain what you mean by girl noises?
I don't actually have a drop of this.
You bloody shouldn't.
Yeah, no. Definitely should
Anyway,
not.
while she's making girl noises, the SG team are talking to the other people, and they find out
the classic sci-fi. It's continuing. The infected underclass is banished to the horrible part of the planet, and they're doing tropes. I don't know if they're doing them well though.
Jack O'Neill, after learning all this, is just like, "All right, we're done. Bye."
Or just leaves.
Yeah, the gods aren't here. Our mission was to look for my wife and to look for my adopted child. Neither of them are here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Also, hey, can I say about their leadership of this civilization? Hello.
That's a man and a woman sharing power.
Yeah, and again, hello.
No. Moving
No.
on.
Yeah, no, like the show's thesis raises its head and will continue to raise its head for the next like 5 to 10 minutes. Military, the US military, who are here for a mission, and Dr. Jackson, who is here to be a nerd.
This place, the people, their problems, not our business. Let's fuck off home.
And when they get home,
Yeah.
Jackson's like, "It is our business," and everyone else is like, "Nerd," and he's like, "No," and Hammond's like, "I don't agree with you, but the president says you're right."
My boyfriend, Mr. Bill Clinton, said that he wants to learn about all of these people. He's like, yeah,
And
hey,
Jackson goes, "No, he doesn't." He's like, "Wait, what? He does?
Yeah.
I'm right."
hey,
What?
Hey, Hammond, I'm actually a real big fan of history, so if you wouldn't mind sending a team over there so that we can film a nature documentary.
Those girl
In the woods of
noises got
Canada.
me interested. I had to go see what it was.
He's heard plenty of those noises on Epstein Island.
And there
Hey,
we
one
go.
episode before she brings it up. I fucking
What if he was going
no,
to?
I was not. I was actively trying not to. Fucking hell.
One episode. We went one episode without.
Can we just do a podcast about Epstein at this point? Like, just change act and move.
Yeah, Little St. James Island Oversight.
Anyway, as a result, they go, yay! And then one of the random Marine Org members just suddenly gets very mad.
I want to talk about this because at the same time Jackson and Carter are talking about the episode's title drop, the Brocca divide, the whole divide between smart people and dumb people. We cut to the only black Marine hulking out.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not think of that. No. Listen, he was the best actor for the job. He was the best actor. He was good at acting. There.
Honestly, at first, I'm not even kidding here. At first, when they were like, "Oh no, the Marines are going crazy," like my whole initial reaction to that was just being like, "Oh, is this any different from how the Marines normally are?"
They ran out of crayons.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't get to kill enough people.
The Marines are like, "Yeah, we've run out of milk."
Margaret Thatcher stole the Marines' milk, came onto the base, sold it to her son, who then got lost.
But yes, the Marine gets mad at Teal'c and says, "I'm gonna kill you for that gold, and you better apologize." And Teal'c just grabs him, pushes him to the ground, and goes,
Beats the
"All right."
absolute shit out of the guy. Incredible
But
king
he
shit.
doesn't actually. He just holds him down like a child. It's like General
Yes.
Hammond, I would not wish to hurt this man.
Because
And he's
as
like,
we've
"Oh
established, the United States Marine Corps is an entire group of children.
The dude is full on out of it. He's drooling, and Hammond goes, "Keep him restrained and check him out." I mean, that's how I like to treat my men as well, but, you know.
Well, it turns out it's not just the Marines that are having this problem, huh?
No, the next two victims are Marines.
Yeah.
They fall out like the top.
Yeah.
They fall out. Yeah, they're like wrestling over the last red crayon, and they just take each other through a window and fall about 20 feet onto the opposite
episode
floor.
decides to, take
A
Carter
direction, yes.
and show that this is what happens when women regress. They
Yeah.
decide
They
to-
they just want to fuck Jack so much.
They just want to fuck the strongest man in the base.
I have Samantha Carter bathroom invading.
Meanwhile, kind of O'Neill's reaction to this is kind of being like, what are you doing? What is sex?
No, his reaction is not like this. And honestly, I kind of go, do you know what? Respect. Like, he can tell something's wrong. And like,
Yes, he does.
And he really tries to stop it. And she's actively trying to hurt him because he is trying to stop her. It's actually kind of like, hey, you're...
Hey, maybe as your commanding officer, perhaps maybe whatever sex is, which I'm not familiar with, I don't know what that is, but
As a kid!
Had.
Yeah. Kid time.
but yeah, we probably shouldn't do that. Let's take you to the med bay.
Yeah, and we get some medfed. Lots and lots of people struggling and tied down on beds because everyone has caught the novel coronavirus.
Yeah, that's my fetish, exactly, yep.
Then later, Daniel goes up to Jack and goes, "Hey, so what's going on?"
Yeah, what's going on with that? What happened? And then immediately, in a split second, Jack also gets the Unga Bunga.
And decides that how dare you talk about my woman, then punches him out.
Yes! And they have to grab him and restrain him and also put him in, like, solitary confinement.
The scriptwriters reacting to the inevitable ship wars between Jackson and Carter and O'Neill and Carter.
And also, for some reason, Jack is like one of the only people who just starts going, "Ah!"
yeah, you're right. He's the only guy that starts making weird screeching noises.
It's like everyone else is just angry, and Jack's going, "Ah!" And he's like, what is happening?
Yeah, it's so weird.
I do love it though.
Yeah, just every scene he's in, you just get a scene of him going. "Ah!"
What? Did you get different direction than the rest of
Yeah.
them?
What did they tell Richard Dean Anderson to do in this scene compared to what they told everyone else to do?
Is this what Richard Dean Anderson does when he's angry? He just screeches. But yeah, so anyway, they bring up the president and go, "Hey yo, shit's fucked."
Yeah, we've infected possibly the entire planet with this disease if we don't shoot everyone that leaves this base.
I want to go back a second
Oh, yeah?
because we missed some ideology.
Oh.
Yeah, we did.
Ideology.
Yes. Yeah. This bit, what it says is we're locking these people in like the rooms that used to be used for when this base was a nuclear silo.
Oh.
This base used to hold nuclear weapons that could destroy the world. And now this base is host to fucking alien diseases and alien invasion, which could also destroy the
The
world.
same thing, different.
Yeah, this is just where we put the shit that will destroy the planet.
Yeah, Cheyenne Mountain.
Yeah, this is
I wonder where we got it from.
This is Fort Shit's Fucked Up.
This is for, look, just leave it in here.
Yeah. Yes. The coronavirus lockdown of 1997. I miss infection. I miss good infection control. Oh, you're leaving the infected zone. You will be shot on sight, says the president.
Murdered.
And the body burned.
So of course,
That does no relevance to the modern day.
No.
What we're going to talk about is Stargate, the great show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they realize that they need to go back in there in order to find out more about the disease. But the only two people on the entire fucking base that's not either them or a doctor.
There is one thing. Very heavily sedated, like when Jack is basically frothing at the mouth for all the sedatives. He asks the doctor to experiment on him.
That's later.
Is it later?
That's later. Yeah, it's a bit later.
No, I think she
No,
asked
you're jumping
it
the
first
gun.
before
You're
they
jumping the
go.
gun.
No, wait, no. Ryan's
Right?
right. There's the experiment scene, then later on he asks for more
Alright,
drugs.
Yeah, he asks her to experiment, and she says no.
Congratulations, Daniel Jackson and Tilk. You're both immune. You're going in as a duo squad into Kings Canyon.
And so they do. They go in, and of course they find Milosha there, who's just been dumped and left at the top. Just as they're trying to figure out what's going on, Daniel just gets kidnapped immediately.
Yeah, the Unga Bunga boys arrive, and Daniel gets Unga Bunga'd, evidenced by the fact that he has dropped his glasses, and Tilk is now playing solo.
Tilk just leaves. Tilk just leaves.
Doesn't go for the beacon, just takes his M60 and is like, right, I have a job to do.
Yep, marches off to the city and is like, so, our guy's been infected. Can you? No! And they tell him to fuck off. But first, before that, he's like, okay, I will leave.
Give me some blood.
But would you mind if I just take a sample of your blood? And they appear to be very offended by this.
How dare you?
How dare you? Leave!
So, At this moment, when I was watching this, I was just thinking, all right, Tialk, here's what you should do. Just beat the shit out of them and take a blood sample.
And then...
And then after the two leaders leave, he's walking out towards the door, getting escorted out by the guards, and what does he do?
Beats the shit out of them and takes a blood sample.
Oh, I want to make a point about that, though. Tilk is using a old-fashioned straight needle, and he is an amateur. That is going to...
Oh, it's fine. It's
hurt.
fine.
I
Remember,
don't
General
think
Hammond...
Tilk gives a fuck.
Remember, General Hammond gave them the express 30-minute how to needle people course, so it's probably completely fine,
No,
right?
I actually prefer it. Where I prefer this being... Tilk was not supposed to be the one doing this. Daniel was. Fuck it. Tilk don't give a fuck.
Tilk is trained in how to be a soldier, how to track. He is not trained to negotiate, and he sucks at it.
And,
so we get
and how does he fix it?
medium of
He beats
violence.
the fuck out of someone. But it's like my first thought when I saw this part was, oh, they have some secret drug that they're all taking that they have limited quantities of that they're not letting anyone else know about. That was where I thought this was going to go, because I thought they were going to inspect their blood and it was going to be like, you know, there's some clear drug in their system, but they synthesize. Anyway, I was wrong, but moving on.
I mean, there are two people who have... It is mentioned that the disease is histaminolytic, and it has been mentioned that Dr. Jackson is on antihistamines.
Yep.
Yep, because of his allergies, yep.
But I was expecting it to be straight up like some space science drug, not just fucking...
Yeah,
I'm
not just
allergic to-
overdosing everyone on allergy
I'm
medicine.
allergic to bees, so I'm alive because I take antihistamines. Like, what?
He returns. So Tiago returns to the base, just leaves Jackson there on the planet.
Jackson, who is straight up not having a good time. He is getting
Just
all the shit kicked out of him.
Like, he moves for like 2 seconds and then just gets beaten up. And then he breathes and then he gets beaten up. It's like,
Yeah.
Jesus
My note for this was just, I want to get off Mr. Bones' wild ride.
Was this Jackson's, like, punishment for last episode?
I think so.
Yeah, the show is like, because you are a horrible bastard misogynist last episode, you get the shit kicked out of you this time.
You get ungood and you get bungood and you get whacked.
Though, to be fair, no one's having a good time. Back on the base, Hammond is in a straitjacket and
Yes.
locked in a room with O'Neill. Carter has been shanked by her cellmate. And, like, everyone is just doing violence.
And they're just, like, frothing at the mouth. And then they finally
Hang on a second. What do you think Hammond did, though? Because we
like
just see
to
him
think- I
being
like to-
wheeled away in the straitjacket.
I like to think he tried to cannibalize someone, like a Hannibal Lecter, like Hammond Lecter. Like, I like to think he just went, ah!
No, I know what Hammond did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, we could take murdering,
Yeah.
but
Hammond wouldn't stop jacking off.
Yeah, don't come, it's gay.
But yeah, so they finally come back and it's like they measure the blood and it's like, these people have no histamines in their body. And Jack's like, I'll do it. I'll be the test subject.
Give me drug. Give
Yeah, he's been begging for sedatives to try and stay, like, sober all the time.
It's like, dude, what was your direction? Again, everyone else is just themselves but ragified. You're fucking Gollum. Like, what happened?
Yes. Give me precious sedative.
Give me drug. It's like, what?
Yeah. Richard Dean Anderson's acting in this episode is just phenomenal.
They go fuck it and shoot him up with the drug.
Someone said to Richard Dean Anderson, chew as much scenery as you'd like. Eat your fill, because when we can't afford a cast dinner today. So just eat the scenery.
Well, like, in the end, the doctor goes, okay, I'll do it. He's like, and then they fucking shit. The thing is, though, it's like, I don't know why she's so reluctant, because it's just a fucking antihistamine. She just shoots him full of antihistamine.
I think it's because it's a concentrated dose to, like, clear out his system.
Yeah, they're literally, like, dosing him up with, like, the equivalent of just, like, an entire just bucket of antihistamines.
I know, but it's like they're acting like, they're acting like this is, like, the most deadly thing they could do to him, and it's really not.
Yeah, Jack gets himself some.
Just give me a horse pill.
Yeah. Oh, you took it. Yeah.
Damn it.
I went back and got it.
Well done, well done.
But anyway, they give it to him, and they just sit there with Tilk, having a nice little sit down and places a blanket on him. Aww.
2 hours later, Jack's like, "Hey, Lucy, I'm cured."
Yeah, I'm just fine
completely
now.
fine. Like, all it took was some fucking Like, I just literally went down to the fucking shops and drank some some fucking Puriton. Now back to normal.
Yep, and now, not only have we found out what the cure is, in this time, we've also decided to find a way to cure the touched forever in the most US military way possible.
By shooting them.
Look,
Yes!
look. I'm gonna be honest. With the threat of the Unger and the bungering, I don't blame them.
I love it. I love it. It's just like it's always that fucking case of in sort of like it's often like spy stuff when you have like a syringe sedative dart, and that sort of type of thing is like you're firing that at someone. It's like there is no way you know how much dose of it you need to give to like every random person here.
It's like each dart is just like a whole person's worth of antihistamine. It's like, what's a person? Well, it's Jack. Jack's a lot bigger than some of those other people.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
That one's 80 years old. I'm sure it's gonna. Nope, it's fine.
Nope, just gonna shoot him with the same shit as everyone else.
Right in the butt.
Right in the butt. So, armed with the syringe for Fallout 4, they go out, and the US military uses violence for good this time.
Well, also, I really want to talk about the fact as well that they're not using like special like syringe dart guns.
No,
they are somehow firing these darts out of M16s.
Very clearly, just M16s. And it's like they took a fucking shell casing and just took out the bullet and put a dart in it and went, done.
It's like, how does this work?
What? Like, for reference, I play in a D&D campaign. I had spent a long time making a dart gun because I had to find an air rifle and I had to craft the fucking dart so they would not blow up on firing in an air rifle, mind you, not a goddamn black powder gun. And the US military just takes an M16.
Damn it! Just shove it in an M16. It'll be fine.
Just like you see them loading up the magazines and hearing cracks. It's fine. Just like,
Yeah, that's a Foley artist thing, and I will be annoyed at the Foley artist in a couple of minutes again.
What, you mean the bang? It's like,
Not just that. There's something else I'll be annoyed at the Foley artist about. It's about the fucking spears.
oh, I didn't notice this.
Yeah, no. We're skipping a little bit ahead, but like when there's like the two guys with the spears, they lift their spears up, and you get the fucking shing, like it's the fucking sword duel about to start.
The spear's made of wood with 2 bits of metal at the end.
Shing!
The wood goes shing.
I think they're stone. I think they're stone spears.
But anyway, the Americans come in and shoot everyone, and somehow this saves them.
Oh no! They do comment. Jackson is sitting there eating a ham bone
And getting some pussy.
Yeah, Jackson has forgotten his wife. He is getting pussy. O'Neill calls him a womanizer.
Yeah, also, can we point out the fact that for Daniel and Daniel alone, that this illness has caused him to grow a monobrow?
They do mention the cranial ridges are a thing.
Some of them have cranial regions expanded, but like they don't have a monobrow. I feel like Daniel has somehow become the alpha Unga Bunga in like
Yeah,
the
they just turn
time.
him into... Yeah, in that span of time, they just turn him into fucking Sponge Gar.
Like Daniel goes from being shit on to eating the biggest bone and getting the woman. It's like, wait, what happened? What happened in the meantime?
Clearly, this plague inversely turns intelligence into strength.
Yeah.
Because Jackson was the smartest there. He now has the most Unga Bunga. Clearly.
But anyway, they go to help him, and Daniel's like, no, I have sex and ham bone. I don't need you.
Yeah, I'm cool now.
I'm cool.
So they shoot him.
So they shoot him.
Yeah, they shoot him, and they accidentally realize that they shot him with the gun they had loaded with real bullets. He's dead.
Yeah. That's why and Daniel's out to change his next episode. They shoot everyone and they just throw over their shoulders and into bags. And then,
Jackson gets princess carried, doesn't he?
oh yeah.
Yeah, of course.
The princess carried Jackson back to the Minoans like, hey, we're awesome, we've got a cure. Like, don't believe you, we said leave.
No, we're not leaving. And they throw him in the corner and they wait until he's cured.
Yep. And the magical cure, which makes his monobrow disappear. Yep.
This is how we cure everyone. We just apply L'Oreal makeup remover to them.
No, they just shave the monobrow. That's it. And then they just suddenly become normal again.
So what we're saying is monobrows are evil.
Well, you're saying that, not me. But
But yes, But after all of this, we finally learn from the Minoans that the Goa'uld have not been on this planet for a considerable amount of time. So wherever they fled after leaving Abydos, it cannot have been here.
Actually, I have 2 points about the Goa'uld to make. One, I
Yeah.
think, I don't know if it's established at this point or later, but the Goa'uld just do the thing where they'll dial somewhere and then they'll dial again to try and hide themselves.
Ah!
So it's possible they went here, but then they immediately hit the fucking bricks.
So what actually happened is that they did the Stargate equivalent of playing. This is a very, very niche, just me reference now. I'm very sorry, but playing a Captain Crunch whistle through their 80s phone.
Yes. The other note I have is, it's a universal note, and it's a little bit spoilery, but it's very weird that out of the planets we've seen on stage, the Goa'uld appear to have abandoned them or been in retreat. Yet at this point in the story, the Goa'uld are at the strongest they're going to be for a while. No civil war, no nothing. Why have they abandoned all these planets?
I don't know anything about the rest, the rest of Stargate. But for me, I am sitting here going like, where are the Goa'uld?
Yes.
Legitimately, like they've. I mean,
maybe they decided
maybe,
these like the shit planets. And they don't really like them.
maybe the idea is they have so many planets under their control, and they just don't need the ones they don't give a fuck about. Or maybe it's budget. One or the other. I don't know.
Or maybe maybe it's more that the way that the Goa'uld do things is that they sort of only come to each place when they need them. And so they just sort of let them sort of gestate and do their own thing and sort of keep themselves alive and maintain their own populations until they need to swoop in and actually like harvest them and fuck off.
I mean, I feel like it's like every planet is like, the gods are back. It's like, so you know them, you fear them, or you worship them, but you don't actually, like, when was the last time they were here? Was it a week ago? Was it 100 years ago?
Yeah.
I think with these two planets, I think it might be that their masters are dead, because the Goa'uld borrow the civilization. Like anything from Apophis is going to be Egyptian,
Mm-hmm.
whereas I do not remember seeing a Mongolian or a Greek guy. I know we've got Celts, we've got Chinese, lots of Egyptians.
So what you're saying is you think that the Goa'uld that technically run these planets are just outright dead.
These planets have been abandoned, and
I mean, that's a good theory. That does make sense.
they're essentially playing the Starter Stellaris and exploring precursor ruins. Only they're all trying to
That
kill
does
you.
make sense.
And again, it could be that and also a combination of the fact that, like sort of Ryan said, they probably have so many of these different planets under their control that they only check on them once every now and then because they just assume that whatever local Goa'uld they have running the place is just doing the thing.
Well, it's also the fact that no one, remember, they very make it clear, not a single person has ever threatened the Goa'uld.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ever. Yes,
Except
so
other
why
Goa'uld.
would they need to check on their planets? Why would they ever need to check on
It's
their
true.
planets?
And no one uses the Stargate except the gods, so you don't need to worry about people going from place to place.
Oh, that's very sad. It's actually kind of very sad that they do that. That the Goa'uld don't go and check on their chaps.
Damn it!
You know, you've got to think about the mental health of your worm boys, right?
I mean, we will learn later they do randomly check on certain planets because of things that happen this season and next season.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because of petty reasons, like like spoilers. We'll find out.
For me, this is like this
Yeah.
is all speculation for me and Frosty because we legitimately
Yeah, we don't know because we do not know.
Well, I mean, I'm indulging. I'm not actually. There's not actually too many spoilers mentioned. This is actually pretty decent speculation.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're not gods. Here's some technology to save all your friends because they've all come running out of the woods and giving you hugs.
It's
Even
one of those things
old guy.
where they keep saying they're not gods, but the Gould are not gods. But what do the Gould have? Advanced technology, ways to save people, ways to do. You know what I mean?
Were you talking about how I DM'd you saying that they start a cargo cult every single fucking episode?
And they're entirely not meaning to do it. But if you go to a civilization that doesn't have medicine and give them medicine.
Yeah, I mean that's what cargo cult means because that has happened several times in recent history in which militaries or governments have come into contact with isolated tribes and civilizations of people, and they sort of show up with some sort of form of technology, and the people there literally think they're a god.
Okay. I mean, that does play very much clearly with what's happening here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the show is starting to explore its themes about what is a god and false gods and stuff. And that's, again, the show is finding its feet, and it's good.
But speaking of the show's feet, feet pics will be available on the Patreon. No, speaking of this show's feet, what does this show or this episode of this show have to say about the good old United States military?
It really does treat the Marines like we've been joking about them being crayon eaters.
Yes, which, I mean, is true. It's correct. Yep. Go off, Kings. Yep.
Our special boys, the Marines.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you precious Marines. Yeah, that's right. You are the special cool ones. Yeah, you go tell everyone that.
It says something different because the US military operates on never leave a man behind, but Teal'c isn't US military, and he leaves Dr. Jackson behind.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something. What else did it say?
Well, to be fair, they are they do go back for him, right?
Yeah, they do.
It's not like Teal'c later on in the episode is just like, no, fuck him, we're gonna leave him there. No, he does agree that they should go back for him.
Actually, that's a question. If they don't have to go back to Jackson, would they bother curing the Touched?
Honestly, no. They probably would have just left him, wouldn't they?
They wouldn't have even thought about it being a disease. They would have literally just gone, oh, it's just a different race of humans, fuck it.
Well, no, I meant as in, I think Hope meant as in, like, if Jackson hadn't been captured when they went back to...
Do you think they would have gone back after...
Well, it's like, we've got the cure now. Let's never go back there ever again.
Then again, we do have President Epstein's science orders, so they probably would have needed it.
No, besides, it's not President Epstein Hope. Don't say that. It's President Bill Clinton, who's just great friends with Mr. Epstein.
President Bill Clinton, who is a two-term president in this universe.
He's great friends with good old Jeffrey Epstein, and he had no idea what his friend was doing.
No, the bit about the Epstein is not a joke, though, because in 2004, we get Henry Hayes, and it says that the previous administration has served 2 terms, which means unless someone else won 96, we get 8 years of Clinton. Ryan.
Yes, what's up?
Where can people find you?
Here.
And only here.
Yeah. We again, as we said previously on the Patreon, you will also be able to find Ryan once we post his name and address.
And I will also do streaming at some point, but I don't know exactly when. By the time this goes up, I might be streaming. Like, it's a long way away. I mean, no, this is...
I mean, no, we've recorded 4 episodes. This is probably going to go up in a month.
Yeah, you better get on it now then, Ryan. You better get streaming in the month now.
Yes, man.
Frosty, where can the people find you?
You can find me ranting about things on Twitter as SMT Frost. And you can also find me on Twitch as Arctisha Frost, where I promise I stream. And hopefully by the time this episode comes out, I will actually be streaming regularly again.
Yeah, you better. Ooh.
You can find us on the pod at SGO Pod on Twitter. The Patreon is SGO Pod on Patreon. And you can find me, Hope Frayall, at HFrayall on Twitter and Hope Frayall on Twitch. Thank you very much for listening.
Yes, join us next episode where we will continue to defame more public figures.
And I will get more paranoid that I'm going to be murdered.
Episode 6, The First Commandment.
Episode
6. The 6th
Oh,
episode of
6,
Stargate.
yeah. Yes, I keep forgetting that the first 2-part.
So, or, of course, if that is not soon enough for you, if you are a patron, you will get the bonus episode, which is Stargate SG-1, the movie.
Wait, that's a thing? Wait, there's a movie?
If you are the entirety of the website Patreon, you will get that.
Just gonna Patreon ourselves. Like,
The Patreon has 3 people, and it's me, Ryan,
but
and
yes,
Frosty.
that will be... Yeah, that will be available on our very quickly checking.
you better make sure you give them the correct Patreon.
Patreon.com/SGO podcast.
No, I meant the price.
Oh, it's $3.
I'm going to make sure it actually is that price. Hang on a second before you...
It's $3 for bonus episodes and $9 to get your name in the credits.
I'm not sure it actually is, but hang on, give me a second.
I'm gonna have to cut all of. Stop making more work for me to edit.
Stop making.
I can add a
Yeah, fine,
postscript.
cut this out of postscript. Whatever.
Fine. Goodbye. Love you.
Bye.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's Hope here in post with the smooth radio voice. The Patreon prices are £3 per month for bonus episodes, £8 per month for bonus episodes and the name read in the end of these audio recordings. Stay safe, drink your meds. We love you. Parasocially.